What do you think you're most known for? Your acting, your music, or the controversy that surrounds you?
My big mouth. My big mouth. I got a big mouth. Can't help it. I talk from my heart. I'm real. You know what I'm saying? Whatever comes, comes. But my controversy probably. And it's not my fault. I'm trying to find my way in the world. You know, I'm trying to be somebody instead of just make money off everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so I go down paths that haven't been traveled before, and I usually mess up. But I learn, you know what I'm saying? I come back stronger. You know, I'm not talking ignorant, you know what I'm saying? So I obviously put thought into what I do. So I think my mouth, my controversy. I have not been out of the paper since I joined Digital Underground. I've been in, you know what I'm saying? It's never, my name has not been not uttered, you know what I'm saying? And that's good for me because I don't want to be forgotten. If I'm forgotten, then that means I'm comfortable. And that means I think everything is okay.
Where do you see yourself in 20 years?
If God give me breath for 20 more years, I see myself changing the world. Because my thought patterns are so opposite of what's the norm. So I'll have to change the world, or I have to be changed by the world. Fear got stronger than love, and niggas did things that they know they wasn't supposed to do. They know in their heart. That's why they in hell now. Right. They can't sleep. That's why they telling all the reporters and all the people, why they doing this? They fucking up hip-hop, because they in hell. They can't make money, they can't go anywhere, they can't look at themselves, because they know the prodigal son has returned. I'm alive. The ghost is walking around. You know what I mean? And I'm alive talking. It was never a beef, it's only a difference in opinion. That's like me being mad at my little brother because he get cash now. You know, I'm not mad at that. I'm just mad at my little brother when he don't respect me. And when you don't respect me, I'm gonna spank your ass. I don't give a fuck how rich you got on the block. I'm your big brother. I will break your big ass down. Everybody that thinks that I disrespected or I love my East Coast fans. I'm from there. I'm eating New York pizza. I drive New York Jeeps. Want to hear New York. But I'm saying, let's keep it real for a second. If you have the level of music that you are, study. Go back and study. Study why I would be mad. Study why I would be mad when half of New York, half of the major New York rappers, or they managers, or they agents, or they somebody was there when I got shot. And nobody couldn't give me no information. Just study that. That's all I ask for. If you're gonna act like you a gangster or a G or the king of New York, I'm expect that. When you don't come through, then I'm gonna crush your empire. And that's what it's time for. Why is it suddenly a nigga tripping when I do it? Why everybody else can have a war, have beef, within the music, talk about differences, and it's okay, it's music, it's hip-hop, it's groundbreaking. When I do it, it's war. Niggas still fucking talking. You niggas still breathing. Fucking roaches. Alright, it's the rave all day.
I can't really listen to that hip hop too much, really, because they be talking garbage. Some MCs is alright, but a lot of them is corny. They can't really get with them. They got that portrayal of being, first they tough, then something happened to them, they turn to God. Then, when everything's cool, they tough again. I don't understand it. It's just real confusing to me. So I just said, I'm just going to listen to me and dream out here and some slow jams, because I can't deal with these characters. My man Leo De Janeiro dropping the hottest album for the summer, Sleep If Y'all Want, and of course Life After Death. All the questions, everything you always want to know, what's going on with the situations between me and anybody else that got problems with me. Cop that album and get all your answers. To all my enemies, mwah, one love.
Niggas talk a lot of shit, but that's after I'm gone, cause they fear me in the physical form. Let them be known them troubles. Who the fuck wanna squeeze? My desertees make MCs freeze. You're waking up in cold sweats, they just dreams. You still apologizing, analyzing my size and your sizing.
People think I just got out of jail was like, just because I got shot on the East Coast, I'm like, fuck the East Coast. Yeah. You know, half the rappers from the East Coast was there when I got shot. Nobody knew a thing. That's just like you come into the room, the police ask them what happened, and everybody's like, I don't know. You know they lying. And all I was doing was like, give me my proper etiquette. If Biggie was out here on the West Coast, he was in the studio with me and we homeboys, and he got shot, no, I wouldn't tell him who did it, but I wouldn't go ride on niggas who did it, but he wanted to know who did it. Then I'll be like, look, man, these niggas from Watts did it. Room, this is why. They want to talk to you. Where. That's how I do it. Just like when the niggas from the 60s wanted to get a stretch. I went to them personally and talked to them. I do it by the rules. I got shot. I'm like, yo, what happened? Come see me in jail. Biggie all in the air to my Parker's my homeboy Woon, but not see me. My homeboy Stretch is doing the Biggie's concerts. Niggas is like abandoning me. But all in the air and on TV, they're like, yeah, Pac, rest, you know, keep the struggle on. I was like, yo, I'm starting to turn into like Slick Rick. Niggas is just gonna act like I'm gonna just be in jail and they gonna give me shout outs and try to take my position. And if you watch, that's what Biggie did.
I don't know, man. And these days, man, right here, Pac and my brother was inseparable. When Pac come to town, it's either him and my brother come to the airport, they get in the MPV, niggas go to the hotel, smoke, whatever. Then them niggas come to the hood, get niggas from the hood, niggas go back to the city to go to the studio, to the club, whatever niggas gonna do. You know what I'm saying? It's freestyle. So when he's around, Pac, all right, what we doing? Yo, we going to fucking do a freestyle, you know what I'm saying, for Ron G. Boom. Niggas don't know what they going to do. Everything is freestyle. Pac telling niggas what they got to do. So how we going to set a nigga up where we don't know what the fuck we doing? He got to tell us what we about to go do. After motherfucking niggas go to Ron G, Pac got to tell niggas, yo, let's go to this other shit, man. Jimmy want me over there to go do a song with his artists and all that. So that's telling you right there, there's only two people that knew Pac was coming to the studio.
So, you were on Uptown.
Right. So then after that, Andre had New York Undercover.
Right.
A lot of people didn't know that was his.
Yes.
So it was him and Dick Wolf.
Dick Wolf.
Right. So Andre was really breaking into Hollywood, right, with the Boomerang movie, and you know what I'm saying, he was transitioning into that. So Jimmy knew that I didn't really want to make records anymore and my heart wasn't in it. So Jimmy was like, nah, I'm going to get my mark in this industry and I'm going to make this little idiot a star.
Right.
So he went behind my back and went to Andre and said, yo, you know Tupac wants to do a record with Sean. Andre wanted Tupac to be on New York Undercover.
As an actor.
So all this shit was going on behind me.
Right.
So I'm telling Jimmy before that, don't mention Tupac to Andre, because Andre is going to try to make me do a joint with him.
Right.
But again, everybody had their own ulterior motive.
Right.
Andre wasn't thinking about me doing a record with Pac to break me. Andre was thinking about getting Pac on New York Undercover.
And this is a great way to break bread with him.
Right. So now if you give Tupac a job on his TV show, and it was a hit TV show at the time, you'll put money in his pocket, and Pac didn't really have no bread like that.
Right.
So above the run, I think he got 15 grand
right.
to do that. But
damn.
Yeah. So at the time, yo, dude, it was, you know, everybody wasn't eating like that.
Right, of course.
So Andre called me in for a meeting, and he was like, yo, man, I heard Tupac want to do a record with you. And where'd you get that from? He said, Jimmy told me. I'm like, I never heard that. Right? So Jimmy set up meeting up with Pac and Andre about New York Undercover. So now I get a phone call from somebody at the label saying I had a session to record with Pac. Bryce Wilson was producing it.
From Groove Theory.
Yeah, now, who was another one of Jimmy's producers.
Right, exactly.
Right. Now, I got to show up. I don't want to go.
Right.
Because it wasn't about me. It wasn't about me.
It was about Jimmy. It was about Andre.
More about Andre.
It was about, right.
You know? So, I got to go. You know, because, and at the time, at a record company, you could get away with getting your living expense, your living advance. So right. I was getting $3,000 a month for nothing.
Right.
Right. So I'm going, man, this guy, man. If I don't show up, they're going to, come on, Tupac was still a big star.
Right.
Right. I wasn't no big star, nor did I give a damn. Just give me my money. Right. So if I don't show up, that might jeopardize my check every month. You know what I'm saying? Freeze my budget. Yo, man,
So I call Howie. I'm like, yo, man, I don't want to drive to the city. I got to find a way to get out of this. You got to come with me to this session. So I bought Howie and my man.
Right.
Went to the studio. Yo, we up there. Big is upstairs recording with Junior Mafia. All of a sudden, Puff shows up. And now my studio session, which is normally empty, or with my dudes, my own personal friends rolling dice and drinking, is full of the Uptown staff,
right.
Puffy. It's crowded like a party. I'm pissed. The shit just was some phony shit. And it wasn't about me.
Right.
You know, so, you know, I'm like, if it ain't about me, that's fine. I don't want it to be about me. So we there hours.
You knew what kind of record you was going to record?
No.
Okay.
I heard the track. I hated it.
Who produced the track?
Bryce.
Bryce. Okay, that's right.
I never heard it before.
Right.
I'm a dude. I like to write before I go to the studio.
Right.
Because I don't want to waste no time. So
This is a force thing, man.
Yeah, so when I walk in the studio, I'm going straight to cut my vocals and I'm leaving.
Right.
You know, it's my budget. You know,
and this is pissing you off also.
Oh, I'm hot.
It's a party now.
Right.
On your budget.
So no Pac.
Right.
Hours.
I
want to leave. I can't leave. Right. So I'm stuck. Jimmy shows up. Like, yo, dude, what's up with your man, yo? So now I'm like, I'm taking it a little personal now, right? Where I didn't want to be there in the first place, right? Andre's not going to no sessions, man. You ain't go platinum, Andre's not showing up.
Right.
Andre shows up. I'm like, yo, man, this shit was a circus, right? So now, somebody calls upstairs. They just said Tupac got shot downstairs in the lobby. Yo, when I tell you I went crazy, I just started throwing shit in the studio. I'm like, yo, all these motherfuckers in this, what the fuck are all of y'all doing here in the first place?
Right.
Y'all was coming here to see a Tupac sighting. Get the fuck out! So now the cops locked down the floor and the building. So you couldn't leave. Right? So now, elevator opens, Pac. And he's like, yo. And I'm like, oh, shit. This motherfucker really got shot.
He got shot. You see the blood.
Yeah, so his man Stretch is helping him out. I know Stretch from Queens, God bless the dead. So I go get his other side and we help him to the couch, but he can't sit down because he was hit here.
Right.
So he go to sit down, he screamed and he was like, yo, the fuck, right? So now I'm looking around, I'm like, yo, man, what the fuck is going on?
Why am I here?
Right, so now my whole thing is, if something like that happens on your watch, right, it's like if I bring you to my house, or I tell you, come to my crib, and the niggas on my block rob you. I got a problem with the niggas on my block because you are there for me.
Exactly. That's disrespect to you.
Right.
Right.
So me being in the street, period, whether actively or non-actively at the time, I'm sitting going, shit, that could have been me.
Right. Not thinking it was random.
Who the fuck shot this dude?
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now, cops flood the floor. Paramedics come, they take Pac out.
And what's Pac saying, man?
First he was like, yo, told his man, yo, roll me some weed. Then he told another dude, yo, call my mother. You know, but, you know, you can't look at it like somebody said, yo, call my mama. We talking about a Afeni Shakur.
Right.
Call my mom's the ex-Panther and let her know what happened. That's how I took that.
Right. Like some plan of action.
Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm looking. Yo, and I had wigged out on that. So now people in the studio just stand because I'm bugging.
Because you're bugging.
Right. So
he had shot. It's a whole different.
So when he went,
the whole mood changed.
Yeah. When he went in the magazine and he was like, yo, Sean was crying uncontrollably.
Right.
Nah.
Well, but everybody, what was everybody else doing? What was Puff doing?
Everybody was shot.
Right.
Like stuck.
Right.
Andre was kind of cool, and he was like, yo, call the ambulance. You know, Andre's a grown man, right?
Cool
so,
right.
It was different.
And what was Jimmy doing, man?
Jimmy was stuck too. Like, yo, like, the fuck is going on?
Right.
So now, when they got Pac in the elevator, he's standing, straight up, right? And the doors are closing, and Pac is like, yo, man, what the fuck?
To you?
No.
To who?
To Jimmy.
To Jimmy.
So Jimmy's like, yo, man, let me talk to you.
Right.
And Pac is like, yo, man, what the fuck is going on? Doors closed.
So where my brother come in at? It's all cut and dry. Where the setup? There ain't gotta be no setup. Because when niggas said to come to the studio, niggas was there when niggas got there. Y'all just worrying about what happened to Pop. Nigga, it happened to us. Once niggas got in the studio, man, niggas see season them. Season them is out the window throwing down motherfucking water balloons on motherfuckers. They see Pac and my brother and I'm like, oh shit, Pac, what up? Nigga, this is all spirit of moment shit. Like, yo, oh shit, God, what up, y'all? Y'all coming up? Niggas like, yeah, we coming up. Niggas is getting to the door. They see homeboy out there with the green fatigue jacket. But that's probably what threw niggas off. Once niggas seen season them in the window and all that, and these Brooklyn niggas, you know what I'm saying? They always got a million niggas with them just like us. They get to the door, they see this nigga with the fatigue jacket, automatically that throws niggas off. So now niggas go in, homeboy turn right in on them. They behind them. And once they get in, the other niggas in there. It's a robbery. So where's the setup at? Where my brother got to do with that? Now, niggas is motherfucking, yo, give up your shit, smacking niggas with the gun, all that type of shit. You know what I mean? Who the fuck sets something up and goes through all that? Use your fucking brain, please, man. When a nigga talking about niggas is calling and this, that, and the other, remember this is 9-3, 9-4. The cell phones and all that shit wasn't around like that. Yeah, the burnouts, the get the hookup shit was there here and there, that. But call around, do your homework. Pac barely had a phone. This is real shit. So how the fuck is niggas texting and all that shit, man? Back then, come on, man. We're not even gonna entertain this dude too much, man. And if you're entertaining that shit and your motherfucker bought a book or any of that, nigga, you've been bamboozled, man, you've been robbed, man. Ain't no cross in our blood, Squad, Pac, our whole affiliation, you know what I'm saying?
And then not to mention, if you was to set somebody up on a robbery, why would you set the robbery up to where you shoot your man in the stomach? People forgetting that Nichols got shot in the stomach that night as well.
I don't hate New York, but if y'all don't understand it, then fuck it, you get rolled over too. Because I hear y'all. I was in jail and I heard what they were saying on the radios. You know, they got their own shows. They got their little mix shows with Red Alert and this nigga and that nigga and what's his name, Flex. And I swear to God, dog, they used to diss the West Coast. They had these commercials where they be like, hey, dog, what's up, dog? And I used to be like in jail in New York on my radio, like, oh shit. You know how you would feel if you heard your homeboy at home and just clowned you, and I was like, oh, man.
Would have never did that. Biggie would have never talked about this situation. And I'm going to tell you what I fucking hate about, I'm going to tell you what I hate. And people always want to ask me why I said it 20 years later.
Laid them both down.
People always say why I said it 20 years later.
I talk a lot of shit, but that's after I'm gone, cause they fear me in the physical form.
And Biggie wouldn't have fucking died if that nigga hadn't lied. He lied. Y'all niggas worship him.
Funk Flex, he laughed.
Fuck Flex, you mean?
Oh, jeez.
Is there any way y'all would be cool on me? Never, because I gave him too many chances. Now, the thing is, if somebody's here to defend themselves, I could get on the phone with Pac. He's like, nah, let me handle that. Or if Flex on the West Coast and he dissing him, I'll be like, yo, let me talk to him. We can sit down.
Yeah.
When my brother is gone and can't defend himself, loyalty has no expiration date.
All this shit coming up, but what's gonna reign supreme in 96 and 97 is the ride them with. And it's not even like, I feel like I'm doing it for hip hop. All I'm trying to do is get the imposters out. I remember Biggie sleeping on my couch. I remember begging bitches to fuck him. Oh! You feel me? Yeah. So Big Papa don't mean nothing to me. He know it. He know it. That's why he can't fight me. That's why he can't battle me. Yeah. You know what I mean? I can make songs talking exactly about him, and he can't talk about me because he know. I'm the one that used to buy him champagne. All that shit he talking, that was me buying him that. He talking about my lifestyle with his album. Because when he was doing his album, he was broke, nigga. I was having money. The shit he talked about was my life. Thug life. That's what he talking about. All that Junior Mafia, them niggas was young motherfuckers that used to hang around that I used to give money to get on a train to go home at night. Little Caesar and all of them.
And Kim and all that.
Yeah, so now they rapping against me, and you can imagine how I fucking feel. Giving me no respect, giving me no tribute. Rolling with my road dog who was there when I got shot. I mean, come on, man. I'm not paranoid. I'm not paranoid.
No fucking ID and shit. You know what I mean? We ain't had them 6 points. Remember, we freshly out of our teens, my nigga. We ain't never need no ID. Remember back then, nigga, you could hop on the plane with somebody else's ticket. You could drive without a license. You get pulled over, them niggas giving you a no license ticket. And we ain't never had no jobs, none of that. Our jobs was, the first job we had was getting signed with Def Jam. And then Tommy Boy, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got no ID. We Jamaican. To get the 6, you need 6 points to get ID out here. You know what I'm saying? My mom's is the only one that could do the other shit. She got to take off for work and take us to the DMV and all that. You know what I'm saying? My mom's a Jamaican nigga. She like, on the go here. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga. So, and in between that, after this shit happened with Pac, nigga, remember, my brother got a daughter, I got a daughter, niggas still gotta pay the bills and that. So in between trying to do that and get ID, time is flying, you know what I'm saying? Pac making jokes about us, man. Like, man, I don't know how the fuck y'all niggas fucking ain't got no ID, man. How the fuck y'all niggas run around and ain't got no ID, nigga? Used to be making jokes on us and shit like, yo, I'm gonna leave y'all niggas, man, when it's time to go cross seat, when it's time to go on tour. This is, you know, just the fun times we have, and I'm telling y'all about. When he get remanded, now they remand him, he's on Rikers Island. I know all of y'all love Pac, I love him too, but remember, he's just a man. He's just a man. Nobody's perfect but God. Men make mistakes too. Now look, he on Rikers Island, we run up there to go visit him. Now the bullshit ID that we got, these motherfuckers is fronting on me and my brother. They wouldn't let us see him. Ran us out of there. But remember, we all one. We all one fam. So we go back to the hood, everybody ante up and shit for some weed and to put some money on his books and all that shit. And Nichols and E-Money Bags go see him, right? They on the visiting room, niggas talking everything. Then niggas start talking about the shit that happened and shit. And they like, yo, God, remember the part when, you remember when fucking the niggas tried to spin on C's and shit, when C's and them came down in the elevator? Nichols is reminding them, and Pac like, huh? So what are you saying? Well, Big and them ain't had nothing to do with it? And Nichols and E look at Pac like, huh? What the fuck is you talking about, man? What are you, huh? Pac like, damn, man, I just did an ill interview too. But we ain't, niggas like, just, we ain't niggas going to see the God. So niggas ain't even get into what the interview was about and all that shit.
Nobody come downstairs to after I'm shot.
And then after you shot, after you shot, you went up there, they looked at you like you was a ghost?
Yo, when I walked upstairs, Sway, on everything I love, I seen it in their eyes. I can never describe this look until you get shot and you see it yourself. Niggas looked at me like this. I walked out the elevator, because I walked out the elevator, I didn't know I was shot in my head or nothing. I wasn't, they said in the vibe because I was acting like I was in a movie. What they really trying to say is this nigga is raw. I got shot 5 times, came upstairs, did not know I had got shot 5 times. I thought I only got shot once.
Dude, sound like you got a lot on your chest.
Oh my God. It's been so long since the base heard from you.
And that's why I'm giving it to you straight raw, because you got to go back and tell them the shit that we ain't recording. I'm giving you that, not to tell them the specifics, but you know when somebody calls you, go, yo, why did you do this? You know, they go, trust me, we talk to them, we know, blam, blam, blam. Now y'all know, you know what I mean? Just like they niggas on their radio stations know.
Another thing, niggas like, yo, Stretch could have grabbed the gun and all that shit. Listen. A robbery is a robbery. When you getting robbed, niggas like, yo, this a robbery, don't turn it into a homicide. A hit is a hit. A hit, niggas, you ain't hearing nothing, man. It's just out and it's lights out. And in that situation, the way they had my brother and them nigga, if it was a hit, niggas won't be here. Niggas would have died in 94, all of them, if it was a hit.
Y'all niggas know what time it is.
Yeah. I mean,
what it is that the East Coast drug dealers got them niggas under extortion. came and fucked up everything. Because I dissed the niggas in the Daily News. They put it out on me. When the niggas tried to rob me, which is all they wanted to do, I knew what they told me. That's what they was telling me. Pop, they was sending me messages through my closest road dog saying, Pop, why did you fight them? They was just coming to take your shit. But I wouldn't let nobody take my shit, and I was strapped that day. That's what I couldn't put in the bond. I had two double Glocks on me. And when I pulled for my shit, that's when I got shot. And the reason I knew my homeboys set me up is because my homeboys knew I was strapped. The dudes came straight for me. My homeboys is behind the niggas. Like, they running for the swag. My homeboys behind the niggas, and they didn't do nothing. They knew I was strapped. All they had to do was grab the nigga, and I could have bust. But they got guns, so these niggas can come up for me, and these niggas just sitting there. And they say, get, and these niggas drop to the floor. I knew it was a setup.
That shit was a robbery that went wrong. The reason why it went wrong, the guard got the twins on him. The guard got the heat on him. And the only reason Pac got the heat is because he always got the heat when he come to New York. It wasn't like he had heat on him because he knew he had beef. Every time nigga Pac came to New York, he was like, yo, let me get a gun while I'm out here. Let me get a gun. Let me get some heat. Then, as years progressed, one day he came out, he's like, guess what, y'all? I don't need no gun. And he pulled out a gun. That nigga put the gun in his suitcase, put that shit on the plane. I guess they put it under the plane, and his ass came over here. He made it. Now he amped. He doing that shit all the time. Now look, we already know about all the guns, because remember, we damn near living with them. My brother, they living together. All the guns is in Atlanta. So he know about the twins already. He loved the twins. He called them the twins. 240s or whatever. So he come out here, nigga, he got the twins on him. It's a regular day. You know what I'm saying? And remember, man, this is Manhattan. This is Quad Studios, the middle of Manhattan. This is something where niggas never think that anything's gonna go down at, and niggas ain't got no beef. Even if the shit with Jack, he said about Jack in the papers, even if he with that, nigga ain't thinking about no getting set up or nothing, you know what I'm saying? Nigga like, yo, I said something I shouldn't have said, and nigga, fuck it though, but I got my heat, and you know what I'm saying? If niggas catch me, niggas ain't gonna be punking me. That's the way he thought when it comes to that, or any of that. Nigga, I got my heat, or I got my niggas with me. That's that. But when the stick-up shit happened, you know what I'm saying? Only reason why that guns went off is because Pac had the heat, and he was like, yo, niggas is like trying to take his bracelet off. And he was like, hold on, I got it. Pac was acting like he was taking the bracelet off. And while he was acting like he was taking the bracelet off, he was really reaching for the heat. They said whoever homie was like, what the fuck you doing? What the fuck you doing? And grabbed his arm. And they start tussling. As they tussling, the gun go off. That's how Pac got grazed in his nuts. You know what I'm saying? Now, once the fire go off, everybody starts shooting. You know what I'm saying? And that's how he gets shot. Now, look. While they in there, though, you know what I'm saying? While the robbery's going down, remember we said that seen them coming in. So now seizing them coming in the elevator to come see Pac, come to the studio, and they get the elevator opens, and when the elevator open, Pac seizing them, see the shit happen and shit, and them niggas turned on seizing them and start running towards the elevator to grab them niggas off the elevator and stick them too. But the door had already closed. You know what I'm saying? So they went back upstairs with them, and that's when they was like, yo, man, Pac and them downstairs getting robbed, I guess. This is what my brother told me before anything. This is years ago. I've been knew about all this shit. And another thing when it comes to the homeboy that's talking about he robbed niggas up and all that shit, nigga, Pac didn't get caught for all no jewelry, man. He didn't get caught for all that jewelry this nigga was talking about. He's fucking lying. He must know somebody that was there or something, but that nigga's lying. He ain't catch all that. But right after everything happened, homeboy and them ran out. Pac, my brother, all of them run downstairs. You know, I'm like, they gonna catch him, because remember, Pac had the 2 heats on him. And then when they get downstairs, the whole fucking front of the studio, the whole precinct out there. So them niggas hurry up and spin back around, because Pac got the other gun on him, and go back upstairs. And nigga, they passed that heat to Big. I'm like, yo, Big, go stash that shit. Big is fam, my nigga. And I told y'all already, nigga, Big ain't no Pac was coming. Niggas ain't know Pac was coming. Niggas gave Big the heat. Niggas stashed the heat. Now all the police is in there. You know the rest of the story and shit. Y'all see Pac coming out, holding his finger out. There's another documentary they see where y'all see Big coming out. The police there, the news reporters, everybody, and y'all see Big come out. He got the hoodie on. Nigga, that's when Pac sent my brother and them back to the studio to get the other heat. Big, through all of that, Big goes back, nigga, because I guess he said he stashed it in the piano or whatever in their studio. And shit, Big goes out, come through all the police and every that to pass the other heat off.
Everybody made it out that was with Pac in the elevator except one dude. It was a little guy. I think they were saying that was his brother-in-law. If I'm not mistaken, his name was Zane or something like that I had read in a magazine. So now the detectives are on the floor and they're like talking amongst themselves, but I happen to hear. So they're like, yo, we know Pac's entourage had guns on him. We're gonna search the studio. So now the dude that they left behind wasn't from New York.
Right.
Wherever he was from, he wasn't from New York.
Right.
Scared to death.
This dude.
Yeah, whoever he was, that he could attest to the story too, right?
Right.
So I'm pacing back and forth. And I looked at him, I said, yo, follow me in the back room. He walked right behind me. I said, yo, you dirty? And he didn't say nothing, he just looked. And I searched him. He had a handle on him. I said, come with me in the live room. Had a piano. I said, yo, give me that. Took his hand off his hip, put it in the piano. I said, when y'all come back here, it's in the piano.
Right.
The only people know that is me and you.
Right.
He was like, yo, man, thanks. I said, all right, no doubt. Cops searched the floor, let everybody go, right? A time passed. Pac had already started accusing Biggie.
Pac know Big ain't set him up. Stretch never got a chance to speak to Pac again. Because when Pac got out, from West Coast snatched him up, sugared him, and then it was from there, history from there. But Pac knew he ain't had no beef with Big, and why was niggas gonna flip on Big? Niggas know Big ain't do nothing. When he came in there, he got popped and everything, man, and the police was all over the place. They passed Big that heat. Big a real nigga, man. Big stats that heat, and then came back and got that shit. When you see Big walking out with that light blue shirt on, he got that heat on him. That's Pac heat he got on him. Walking that shit out in front of the police. That's what your brother do. He take that risk. He ain't gonna let this man get caught with that heat. He walking out with that heat. So man, that's what real friends do, man. Big was a real nigga, man. So niggas that be saying Big a turncoat, fuck Big and all that, and fuck Stretch. I mean, niggas ain't no turncoats, man. How you gonna flip on a nigga you don't know you supposed to flip on this nigga for what? Pac, you know what happened with this. This our man.
So we talking, and Big was like, yo, man, I'm the one that went to the studio and got their hammer the next day.
Out the piano.
That's all he said.
Right.
And I said, yeah? I said, I'm going to tell you where it was at. He said, how the fuck you know? I said, because I put it there.
Right.
It was in the piano. He said, oh, shit. I said, yeah, it was the little guy had it on him. So, if you think about it, right, if you remember, when Pac first went to jail, he did the first interview where he had the frames on. He said, Thug Life is dead.
Right. It's all clean.
It was the weed.
Right.
I could think clear.
I'm focused right now. And
when Suge came and put that 1.7 up,
different story, different attitude, different act.
But Pac had to ride what he had to ride for because niggas on this side that had the dough that could hold him down wasn't ready to hold him down right. So Suge came and held him down.
They mad because I know what happened. That's why they all, you know, Biggie and them, they're not riding. That's why what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing. I'm destroying him. I fucked his wife. I'm fucking him in the game. I'm destroying him. He lives by the rules of the game. He lives off a mafia image. I'm bringing him, showing how he totally disregarded the rules of the game, and he's everything but a mafia nigga.
Reinventing it.
Right, I'm showing him. You know what I mean? If anybody's a mafia nigga, me, nigga. I fucked your bitch. I took 5 shots. I went in your crew. I mean, I just what? I went to New York. They don't do shows out here. I did Saturday Night Live. Y'all forgot? Live in New York where everybody knew I was going to be there on stage, no problems. Went to the clubs, everything. In the middle with my West Side ride. You know what I mean? Because I'm real about it.
He couldn't get in touch with niggas. He called my fan, man, E-Money Bags. He called E-Money Bags. It was like, yo, man, ain't nobody coming to see me, man. Yo, come check me, man. You can come check me, man. Who you think went up there to check him? E went up there to check him. Stretch wanted to go up there so bad and check him and get all over him, but he couldn't. He have no ID, man. Imagine have no ID. Niggas couldn't go check him. E had a license out of the whole crew. E Money Bags had a license out, driver's license out of the whole crew. He was the only one that could go check him. Him and my man that got hit, Nichols. Them two went to go check him. And they told Pop, they said, yo, Pop, what you talking about? You think Big got something to do with it? Big, you know Big ain't had nothing to do with that shit, man. You know that C's and them came down the elevator. Remember when niggas spent on it and C's? He said, oh, shit. I forgot all about that shit. I said, yeah, man. That's what Nichols said to him. He said, come on, you forgot that? And he was like, yeah. Then he said, oh, man, I already did an ill interview. And E Money Bag said, damn, you did an interview? He's like, yeah, I did an ill interview already.
They would say Biggie set it up or Puffy set it up. Or you want to comment on people?
I ain't that powerful.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pac said that. Pac said that he was going to a studio to see you somewhere, and he felt like y'all set him up, man. We was like, how's that possible?
First of all, he wasn't coming to see me. He was going to do a record for somebody else. I just happened to be upstairs working on the Dream Mafia project. Caesar them saw him coming in and was like, yo, Pac on his way up. We on our way down. Some kids happened to be in the hallway, stuck him up, shot him or whatever. Just got caught up in the mix like that. It's a coincidence, you know?
That's why I'm telling you now, when I see Biggie, it's not going to be like we're going to attack him every time. I might be in a good mood, and I might not want to be going. This shit is so minor. This is not about me and Biggie. Everybody keep talking about it. Y'all making this nigga bigger than he is. Do you hear me fucking talking about this? Is about this is a major plan, a major strategy. That was the impetus or the starter or the generator that kicked it off. They happen to be the regime before me. Just like Republicans hate Carter or whatever, now the Republicans is like, we can't wait for Bush to come back, you know? Just like now I'm in power, everybody that love Biggie, they all like, I can't wait for Biggie to come back, or somebody like that, or Nas. That's why they root for them. They rooting for they people. And when I was gone, that's why all my niggas was like, we can't wait for them to come, and that's why they rushed the polls. They wanted a new regime. And my regime includes the East Coast. It includes the West Coast. It brings money. It's economics. You know what I mean? I study this shit. Yeah, I'm bringing money to New York by signing groups, by Death Row East. That's bringing money, economics, that's sales. I'm bringing the bridge through this motherfucker. I want to start an athletic team where all the rappers sponsor a team. Right. You know what I mean? I'm bringing the community involved, giving money back to the community. We got Mother's Day, Thanksgiving, and Christmas so far. Death Row, we've been doing that. We're gonna do it every year.
Was the only person questioned for that.
The cops questioned you, right?
The only person.
Right.
In Andre's office. So I was like, all right, I'll let y'all question me. I didn't have nothing to hide. I don't give a fuck, right? But I already had a case in Midtown North. And cases all through, Brooklyn. But so we sitting there, Andre's there, and they said to me, so we heard you were jealous of him. And that's why you
jealous of Tupac.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why you got him wrong. I was like, what? I said, I agreed to sit down with y'all for that? Right. Y'all got me fucked up.
Right.
I said, yo, man, come back with cuffs. I got up and left. The fuck did I, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
We heard. Where the fuck you heard that at?
Right.
And I'm there, I always kept a lot of jury on. Like, huh? And I left them sitting there with Andre, you know what I'm saying? But Big was fucked up behind that.
Of course he was.
But that whole thing after that was all Suge.
Yeah.
It's all orchestrated to sell records.
At a crazy price, too, man.
Yo, dude, that contract was written on toilet tissue. When Tupac, before his untimely demise, he fired the Death Row attorneys. See, a lot of people don't know this story.
And he was waking up.
He was fucked up with them because he started looking at Snoop and them. They ain't have shit. Everything was in Suge White's name. It was being spoon-fed materials. Pac wasn't no dummy.
Right.
Where do you see yourself in 20 years from now?
If God give me breath for 20 more years, I see myself changing the world. because my thought patterns are so opposite of what's the norm. So I would have to change the world, or I have to be changed by the world.
First manager, Atron Means.
Atron, yeah.
Older man, wise, smart dude. Okay? Pac wasn't no dummy.
Yo, let me ask you something, man. What do you think about years later, man, them putting this whole shooting on Jimmy Henchman?
You know what?
And then now Haitian Jack is like, yeah, like recently he just came out and was like, yeah, you know, Jimmy Henchman, like he set that shit up. And
he said that?
Yeah.
Did he say that?
Yep.
He said that?
Yep.
I would have to hear him say that.
Right.
Jack, there's a reason that you're not sitting here with us in the United States. What did the feds get you on?
I shot somebody in LA in a club on Melrose.
Yeah, that'll do it. You know there are lots of people who think you're the person who called for the hit on Tupac at Quad Studios.
Absolutely not. I had told everyone not to do anything to Pac.
What did Tupac say in the Daily News about you that kind of started everything going bad between you?
Yeah, well, he called me a hang-on. The funny thing about it, when Pac comes to New York, I'm the first person he calls and hangs on to me.
So you were offended when he called you a hanger-oner in the Daily News?
Yeah, I was offended, but I didn't think what he said warrants him to be hurt.
Wow. Could it have been somebody who felt that you were disrespected that moved independently?
Yeah. A lot of people listened and said, look, Jack said leave it alone. And they left it alone, but there's always one in the crowd that has something to prove. The person at the time, we were real cool, and he felt like Tupac had no right to say what he said about me, especially in New York City. And they wanted to discipline him.
Wait, what?
I got the call within 30 seconds after it happened. He said, listen, man, I got it, homie, and it went all bad. I said wrong number and hung up.
So someone called you up, I assume you know who it was because you answered, and they said that the job went bad.
They said, I got at dude. When remember, I told everybody not to get at him.
Somebody got at him.
They got at him.
Who was the person who called you to tell you?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
That's snitching, so that. Ice-T's from the street. He knows I can't answer that question.
I understand.
Yeah.
I think he said as much as he feels comfortable saying in this direction.
Disrespect to you.
Right. Of course not.
But that's not the Jack that I knew.
Right.
You know?
But what do you think about Jimmy carrying that weight on this whole Tupac thing, man?
What do you mean?
Like Jim, part of Jimmy's case is that they implicated him on this Tupac shooting.
They didn't implicate him on the Tupac shooting. Not in the case.
Yeah.
No.
In the case, he's holding that.
No.
You sure?
You better read the paperwork again.
I'll read it again.
Go to the smoking gun.
Mm.
That wasn't none of the charges. None of the charges. Why? Can't be substantiated. Right? Because anybody that has ever came out or whatever they put out on All Hip Hop, none of those people were put on the stand and questioned.
Right.
For a jury to hear. Wasn't tried.
Yeah, but some guy came out and said the henchman paid him.
And what happened? You follow what I'm saying?
No, I hear you.
The thing is this, right?
So you're saying you don't believe all that at all?
And you know why? I'm going to tell you why. Because if he ever did that shit at my expense, knowing that I'm going to be there, knowing that I was the only one questioned for that shit, it's a violation.
Right.
That was 94, man.
Right.
How fucking dare you? That's a problem. Like, that's a problem.
Right.
So if you had a problem with dude.
And you bring it into my house.
Yo, my nigga, that's like me, again, bringing you around some people that don't like you. And I'm going, yo, Reg, you all right? You with me?
Good.
And I turn my back.
Right.
And you get shot and robbed. It's a violation.
Right.
I got a problem with I would have a problem with me before I have a problem with the niggas that actually shot and robbed me.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So where I'm from, that don't fly.
Right.
I don't know Jack to be someone that would do that. I'm not saying he won't.
Right.
I'm not saying he didn't.
Right.
I'm saying I don't know that guy.
Right. And you don't know Jimmy for being that guy either.
No.
Right.
You know what? Not towards me.
Right.
I never had a problem with him.
Yeah. You keep in touch with Jimmy?
No.
Okay.
Can't.
Now, like I said, Pac it ain't perfect. Nigga might say some shit that he don't want to say, and he ain't taking it back. He the type of nigga that's going to try to justify what he said instead of saying, I shouldn't have said that. You know what I'm saying? Even what he said about Jack, he knew he shouldn't have said that. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you know what I mean? I shouldn't have said it, but fuck it. You know what I mean? And, you know, we with him regardless, whatever, so whatever. Time goes by, finally the interview that he did comes out, and it's crazy. He's saying everything and all the shit he was saying. Now I remember I just told y'all what happened on the island and shit, right? So now he talking about everything. He even said my brother was towering over niggas. He was supposed to grab the gun and all that type of shit. So now my brother mad. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? This nigga talking about you supposed to grab the gun and this, that, and the other. So now my brother mad. Now he do his interview for the Vibe. And he like, yeah, nigga, you damn right I was towering over them motherfuckers. Because that's what Pac said in this shit. He said Pac Stretch was towering over them niggas. You know what I'm saying? He should have tried to take the gun and this, that, and the other. Now, anybody knows, man, like I just said, man, come on, that sound crazy. I don't know how y'all feel about that. You know what I mean? But nigga, anybody out here knows, man. Come on, man. You can't fight no bullet. Point blank. A robbery, nigga, if nigga robbing a nigga right, nigga, it just is what it is, man. My brother mad as hell, shit. If we would have had some ID, nigga, my brother, do you know that whole time, nigga, my brother, we've been back and forth trying to get ID. My brother was trying to get to the fucking jail to curse his ass out. Brother, this is brothers, man. This is brother shit. Ain't no, you know what I mean? Ain't no all this shit y'all niggas thinking about. This is brother shit. You know what I mean? So now my brother do his interview and he like, you damn right I was towering over them niggas, but I ain't towering over no fucking slugs. You know what I'm saying? And nigga, you were out here, whatever. So now Pac mad that my brother said something back. And then Pac get remanded. We not knowing nothing about, but he mad at Big, he blaming Big on shit and all that. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. He in jail. So in everybody's eyes, everything is cool. Niggas is not knowing he mad at Big and all that shit. So when y'all hear him say switch sides, he talking about Big. He talking about, cause while he locked up, you know, everything is still going on, you know what I'm saying? We might be with Big, letting Big hear some beats. Remember, man, this all we doing is making music, man. Smoking weed together, selling beats, niggas going to the clubs. That's our whole life, man. That's all you do in your early 20s, man. And that's all niggas was doing. Niggas ain't not knowing that there is another side. You understand? So when he said that shit fucked us up. Like, what side are you talking about? Like, Big is us. It's us. It's us, man. It's Big. It's fucking Squad. It's Pac. Nigga, niggas held you down.
You know it wasn't him.
Right.
Right. And now, Biggie wasn't that guy anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That just wasn't him. So, we talking, me and Big. And Big is like, yo, man, I can't believe this dude would accuse me of doing that. Me and this nigga was super fucking cool, man. Like, he know that's not my style. And before, when Pac first started hanging out with Jack and everybody, Biggie or somebody in his camp had said something to him about it, and Pac went back and told Jack and them. Yeah, and Biggie had got robbed.
Right. Biggie got robbed?
Of course.
Damn.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand. So
he, the same shit that happened in the movie, whether it was Big or whomever, they told Pac,
like, yo, be careful.
Yeah, I mean, he really had nothing to worry about, you know what I'm saying?
But still, it's your friend telling you.
And Pac went back and told them.
Jack.
Yes, and that's when they didn't fuck with Big no
Big,
more.
right.
Right? So Big was like, God damn, this nigga just turned, you know.
Right.
Told me like about a week before I got shot. He knew the nigga that was shot me, and he was like, Pop, don't hang around this nigga. You know, we walked in with the nigga that shot me, that ended up shooting me. He's like, Pop, don't fuck with this nigga, because I knew the nigga too. He was my Cody fan. And I was like, what you mean? He's like, I'll talk to you about it later. We didn't talk. The next time I saw him was at the studio where I got shot. So I knew he knew what happened. So I was like, Biggie, what happened? He kept sending me messages like a bitch, you know, like I'ma come see you. No, nigga, what happened? While I'm in jail, strangers is telling me, yo, you don't know? Biggie homeboy shot you. Cause they bragging, they telling they niggas in jail, yo, we just got popped, woo, woo, woo. And my cousin was in jail in New York, cause I got family out there. He sit right there while the niggas get in the car going, yo, my homeboys just jacked that nigga Tupac. So that's how I knew who shot me, what happened, and everything.
I think it was real because Biggie probably couldn't tell him what he wanted to hear. Pac was the kind of person that's like, he all in, he with you, he with you. So in so many words, if Biggie knew, or if somebody from Biggie's camp knew Pac had got shot, or who shot him, or who robbed him, Pac felt, tell me that. And when they didn't tell him that, even if they did or didn't know, that just turned it all bad. Because where we come from, if you know I'm finna get shot, robbed, or jacked, and you don't say nothing, you a part of it. So that was his emotions. But me personally, I knew C's and Puffy and Biggie and all them. I don't think they set him up. I think it was some situations that caused that, and they couldn't prevent that. And it was nothing that they could do. So it was like it puts both of them in a twist, because it's like, y'all my homeboys, y'all let me get shot and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, really, what could they do? You may have created that situation.
You're just gonna act like I'm gonna just be in jail and they gonna give me shout outs and try to take my position. And if you watch, that's what Biggie did. Listen to his, I was there, nigga. I trained the nigga. He used to be under me like my lieutenant. The nigga, I used to come to New York. I used to do shows and let the nigga come on before I did Keep Your Head Up and Get Around. Because nobody knew the nigga in New York. And I used to tell a nigga, yo, if you want to make your money, you gotta rap for the bitches. Do not rap for the niggas. I told the nigga, don't rap for the niggas. Rap for the bitches. The bitches will buy your records and the niggas want what the bitches want. So all of a sudden, he changed from being listen to party and bullshit, listen to his style. He changed from that to Big Papa. Because of me. He had my album, Me Against the World was the second one. He had the first one. I changed everything because Ready to Die came out and it sounded like my album. All my album was about, you know, dealing with death. And then he came out Ready to Die and I had to switch it.
Wow.
That's why it was less East Coast rap, East Coast beats, because Biggie had just took my shit.
That's what, but you could listen to it. That's what that was his success too, because he took like West Coast sound.
We flipped it. I told him that. I told him that I trained. He was supposed to be Thug Life. All while he was coming up, I used to let him come on stage with me. He was screaming Thug Life.
Hey, cause I
he
saw
was
you
like,
at
I
the
hate
Palladium.
Brooklyn. I hate New York. I'm out with them niggas, Puffy cheating me. Woo woo woo.
That's completely untrue to me. I mean, I always been my own person, you know what I'm saying? I know what I wanted to do the day I came in the game, you know what I'm saying? I may admit, he schooled me to a lot because he knew a lot, you know what I'm saying? If you was my man and we hanging together, whatever, and you doing a certain thing, you gonna tell me, yo, if you're gonna do it, you should do it this way, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't a situation where he did something and I watched and stole it. He told me, yo, you can do a whole lot of things in this game. You could be the broke rapper, or you could be the rich rapper, you know what I'm saying? You can rap as hard as you want on your album, but just make sure the radio got some joints, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you got those radio-friendly records that the girls is gonna like, that the radio's gonna like, it's gonna help you sell your album. And I took that into consideration by making Big Papas and One More Chances and Juicies and stuff like that. It was advice. It wasn't nothing getting stolen. Right. You know what I'm saying? If it's anything, he should have been happy for me more than anything else. He was saying I sounded like him. That's bananas. You know what I'm saying?
She tell me that she needs me, cries when she leaves me, and every time she sees me, she squeeze me. Lady, take it easy. Hate to sound sleazy, but tease me. I don't want it if it's that easy.
Really though, I got the cleanest, meanest, penis. You never seen this, stroke of genius.
Out the water.
So I know you guys is real close because I remember going back to New York years ago and seeing y'all you doing party and bullshit, you know, on stage at the Palladium and Pac came out.
All right. Let's not go completely into that story.
Oh, okay, all right,
I remember what went down that night.
Yeah. But no question. But, you know, and it was good because that was the first time I had saw him in years because, you know, I'm from the Bay, you know, locally. And I used to see him up there and I could tell y'all was bonding. I'm pretty sure you feel the pain of his death just like anybody else.
No doubt.
You know,
Even more than anybody else.
Yeah, won't you speak on that? Because a lot of people, you know, we get confronted with a lot of it because we did that interview with him, and we can't speak for nobody. You know what I'm saying? You know, to confront that, like the whole death of Tupac. I mean, the tragedy of somebody as powerful, as big as he is in hip hop, just to be taken out. What does that do for hip hop? You know?
I mean, it definitely was a loss. You know what I'm saying? A great loss. I feel for his family. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I can't be the one to sit there and really just stress over somebody else. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I was going through my own problems. You know what I'm saying? With my kids and my wife and my business, my money business. You know what I'm saying? I got my own things to handle. You know what I'm saying? Like 3 days after he died, I was in a car accident. I was in the hospital for 3 months.
Yeah, what happened with that, man? I heard you almost passed yourself.
Your boy.
See, what happened, see?
Man. Well, I had seen him before that because we left New York. We had just left New York. I had got off the radio station with Angie Martinez, and that's when me and him like clashed because she asked me on the air, how do you feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I said what I felt. Them my homeboys, I love them. When I got back to the hotel, it was a whole nother atmosphere. Like, he sent his homeboy up to get the bud from me as opposed to him coming to get it. Mutar came and got the bud. Pac wants some bud. Hold on. Tell him to come up here. He ain't coming up here. Give me the bud. I'm going to take it to him. So I felt funny. And then my uncle said something about, you know, they downstairs talking and blah, blah, blah. So when we got on the plane to go back to L.A. the next day, Suge didn't let none of my security ride with me. I had to ride on the plane with him, his homies, and Pac. And it was the most uncomfortable ride I ever had in my life because my nigga didn't say nothing to me the whole ride. And that's a 5-hour flight on a private plane.
Yeah.
So I walk up to him like maybe 3 hours into the flight, sit next to him, like, you going to Vegas, cuz? And he turned on me like this and started talking to somebody else. So I'm like, all right. So I go in the back, put the blanket on my head, knife in my hand, fork in my hand, and just sleep the rest of the ride. Because I feel like they finna try to do something to me. So when I get off the plane, we land, he walk out, I got a Rolls Royce, he got a Rolls Royce. He walked down the steps, I walk down the steps. We meet right here. I'm like, cuz, you going to Vegas? He do me like this. Went his way and he went my way.
Time when I did this interview with Snoop, my intention was right, like asking him like how he felt about Big and everything, and he was like, I got love for Big, I don't got no problem with Big. And then, you know, Pac was listening and Pac got mad at him, and then they wind up not being good when Pac passed because of the interview that we had, right? But it just made me think how we all young we were trying to navigate through these times.
It was very sensitive. It was very sensitive at that time. You know what I'm saying? To where you're just a radio host doing your job, and we never took it personal.
Was Bad Boy mad at you for interviewing Tupac?
This is where we're going, Joey.
No.
Okay.
No.
It's fine. It's fine. No. You know why I get nervous? Is because.
Oh no, I'm not jamming you up. Never.
No, listen. You're not jamming me up. Trust me. It's fine. I can talk about anything. But
I don't jam nobody up on the Fat Joe show.
Nah,
you say
it's
shit
fine.
you want to say.
No, the problem is I have this Tupac.
I'm saying, well, they upset with you. You from New York, the voice of New York. You going out there to interview Tupac? Huh?
No, they didn't love it. They didn't love it.
Oh, so they was a little upset about that. I never knew that.
Yeah, they didn't love it. It took me and Big a minute. I'm so happy that we got to a better place after, because Big didn't love it. He never told me, but somebody else told me.
You know what I mean? We didn't look at Angie like, oh, Angie, you bugging. Why you interviewing that person? We didn't look at it like that because we understood what the game was. You know, Big made sure we didn't stroll to that other side of negativity. You know, he always thought that, you know, when Pac get his head right, they was going to communicate and talk about that. You know
He was hopeful. He was really hopeful that it was going to be better, that it would get better.
Definitely. That's why he never made records. That's why he never made no responses. That's why he never did that.
Hey, yo, Sheaves. You got to stand to be corrected on that. You remember that song that me, him, Nas, and Meth was supposed to do?
Of course.
And the winner is not that thinner kid. Bandana's tattoos, my skin never bruised. He went right at Pop in that verse.
No doubt.
So when you say he didn't write responses, you were wrong.
No, Boss, what I mean by that, I mean, that's That's not a hit 'em up. I'm talking about those are light taps, and in them times you really had to listen to capture that. He was very like strategic on how he did it.
There is no denying from anybody's part that Big really attempted to take the high road.
That's a fact. That's a fact, Mundo.
This is how it happened. Snoop and Pac supposed to perform together the Roseanne Barr show. And Snoop was over at Pac's penthouse, and Pac and he were talking. He said, so you know what time you got to be there, and you're going to be there, and this and that, whoop, whoop, whoop. Snoop was like, yeah. Well, Snoop never showed up. So we had already gone to the rehearsal. Snoop supposed to show up for the rehearsal. He wasn't there. So we go back after rehearsal to the penthouse. But before we went back, this is what was funny. Ice-T was at the rehearsal. And I think he was going to be part of hosting the show or doing something with them. And when we went back to the penthouse, all the way going back, Pac was irate, pissed off. And he was talking about Snoop. So, wow, you didn't come for the rehearsal. You lied, blah, 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 blah. Call your homeboys, Frank. Call your homeboys. My homeboys was Snoop's bodyguards, Kenneth and Marcus. So I called Kenneth up and I said, Kenny, what's up, man? Like, well, Pac is like tripping, dude. Snoop didn't show up for the rehearsal. He goes, yeah, I know. Because we still over in the penthouse. Because he said he wasn't going. And I said, what? But dude, he didn't show up for the rehearsal, man. What Pac gonna do? They supposed to perform. Pac did his parts and everything. He said, I don't know. He said he ain't going. So I say Pac. And he said, Snoop said he ain't going. F that motherfucker. I was like, wow. What's up? This was like new. This was new. So when we go back that night, Pac and Ice-T hosted the show. They performed. And if you remember, or if you saw it, they did a Karen Carpenter song. And they made a joke out of it. So Snoop and Pac didn't perform that night. And from that time on, that time forward, Pac was like done with Snoop. He like, this nigga turned on you. And if you look at any of the following couple of weeks went by, and when they went to the MTV Awards, if you look at any of the pictures, any of the footage of Pac and Snoop sitting there next to one another being interviewed by MTV, Snoop just is holding the mic, looking straight ahead, with like no expression on his face at all. Pac is just like whoop, 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 whoop. Just interviewing and like going off. Snoop never said a word. He sat there like this nigga's little brother. I can't open my mouth. Just like gave all control over to Pac.
That's a strong dude, yo. I know Duke, you know what I'm saying? Right. He real strong. So when they was like, he got shot, I was just more like, again? You know what I'm saying? He always getting shot or shot at. He gonna pull through this one again, make a few records about it, and it's gonna be over, you know what I'm saying? But when he died, I was just like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? It kind of took me by. I mean, even though we was going through our drama, I would never wish death on nobody, you know what I'm saying? Because ain't no coming back from that.
Never a beef. It's only a difference in opinion. That's like me being mad at my little brother because he get cash now. You know, I'm not mad at that. I'm just mad at my little brother when he don't respect me.
Next time I get a call, you know, niggas like, turn on the news, guys. I'm at Warren G house. We turn on the news, we see the yellow tape, Suge BMW.
Mm-hmm.
Call Suge, he like, yeah, they whoop, come on out here now. Drive out there. I see him in the bed, laid up, no words, no conversation. I see Jesse Jackson, his mama. His mama pulled me to the side. She make me feel like a real player, because she tell me, my baby loved you, and I love you, and I don't care. She just hit me with what I needed to hear, you know, coming from my mother, because she was strong at that time. Everybody else was crying and breaking down. She was real strong, and she just held me real tight, and she just said a prayer with me. And I know I went there, I hollered at him for about 20 minutes, and I went in the bathroom, I fainted, I threw up. I just was like, I was gone. Like my whole, because me and my homie wasn't straight. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not even gonna be able to apologize to him, or even just to tell him, I feel you, I'm wrong or whatever. We never got that day, and that's the way it ended with me and him, to where he passed away, and I never got a chance to, you know, apologize or even just tell him, you know, what is it? How can we fix this?
Wow.
On all that shit that's been going on, you know how y'all really feel about what's that going on.
I look at this shit like this, man. We all trying to be rich niggas, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That man doing what he gotta do, and I'm gonna do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Plain and simple. When we see each other, we gonna see each other. Until then, I'm gonna make good music, and he gonna make whatever he make. You know what I'm saying?
Simple as that.
Whatever is whatever. I wanna be an entrepreneur, man. I wanna be $1 million nigga, man.
That's the bottom line. That's the bottom motherfucking line. So wait, what you say? What you got something to say about that, Lil C?
I ain't got nothing to say about the dude, man. We gonna do our thing. Let him keep yapping about us. He gonna help us make some money. That's it.
That's the bottom line, because it's all about them dollars. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying?
It's off with an older story.
It was an important time in my career because I was a baby, I was coming up. I was very nervous about the times and what was happening. It was this big East Coast, West Coast thing, and in the moment, it was real. Like, it was
gigantic.
It was real. And I was desperate to do my part and try to help simmer something that could happen, right?
There was a lot of tension between East Coast and West Coast rappers. And then in the middle of all that, you and I have this big interview the day after the MTV Awards.
Yes, the day before the interview, Nas and Tupac. Did you see that?
When they were there at the park, yes.
In the park.
I got scared.
And I had a reason to be. Because I had just done this big Tupac interview, right? I only aired 12 minutes of the 2-hour interview because I was so afraid to fuel this situation even more.
Do it look like I'm doing drive-bys on these? No. I don't give a nobody understand, but I'm a soldier.
But it's affecting other people, though, is the problem.
Other people need to just know that life's a bitch. You want to be in a rap game? Hustle for it. Fight for that like I had to do.
So I'm like walking through the MTV Awards party by myself because I'm desperate to see Tupac because I want to tell him, listen, I'm sorry I didn't air our whole interview.
Right.
Like, yo, are we good? Is it okay? And from the corner, I see Nas walking towards Pac's people. And I was like, let me move away to the... I didn't bounce, I waited, but I definitely made my way to the exit.
I was right there.
Oh my God.
What happened was, Nas ain't got a lot of people with him, but he got a lot of people with him, if you know what I mean.
They're surrounding.
Right.
Got it.
And I'm seeing him and I'm knowing, because I'm a gangbang. I'm seeing with their hands on their guns. Tupac got the whole death row in the... We riled up. I step away from him. Him and Nas right here, boom. Nas like, what's up, Pac? Man, I love your music, I'm a fan. That's what Pac say. Well, if you a fan, I dissed you, Jay-Z, Biggie, he named off a gang of them. I dissed all you on the song. And if you a fan and you ain't got no beef, don't say nothing. And Nas said, I love you. I never diss you. And he shook his hand and he hugged him. And then when he walked off, Pac said, yeah, I punked that. In my mind, I was like, nah, he let us slide. Because Nas had more than we did.
Wow.
I'm aware Nas and Tupac had a beef.
Yeah.
Correct.
They had an encounter, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
You
In
were,
New York?
You were there.
I was there.
Why was there a beef between Nas and Tupac in the first place?
I think because of that song, the Thug Life, We Still Living It. And not only that, I think Nas got upset when Pac said something about, was Snoop there too, sickle right? cell, huh? Snoop was there. He wasn't there like that, even though he said he wasn't, like Snoop, he probably forgot how it really went down. I think he was there, but he wasn't there when it was about to go down. Like, cause Snoop only made it, I think I seen an interview where he was making it seem like only Nas was deep.
Yeah, the recent one?
He was making it seem
more of a...
Yeah, he was like, Nas could have taught, man, he must have forgot. He definitely forgot because I had, from my hood alone, it was at least 30, 40, 50 of us, and we came with guns. We gave bags of guns to Suge and Death Row. If you listen to an interview I did with Reggie, he was the head of security of Death Row. He would tell you, I remember we was all in a limousine when we was leaving, and you was on the corner, move with your homies, and Pop said, move, you good, and you lift your shirt at a 357. I was walking around with a 357 on me, and half of my homies, 40, 50 of us, most of them were strapped. So when Snoop was like, he probably forgot, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he made it seem like behind you guys, there was people that, like, you guys hadn't noticed that behind you, Nas's people had you guys basically
Nas and
circled in.
I like Nas, you know what I mean? I respect Nas. He one of the few that I respect. Even Snoop is a good dude, you know what I mean? I think he probably misinterpreted it, but trust me, alhamdulillah, we think Allah didn't go that route, because it probably would have been it would have been bad, because I'm sure Nas, he was deep. He had his boys. They wasn't afraid. We're not trying to say like they was afraid. Him and Pac went face to face. I remember some of the homies was on Nas so close that Nas' boy was like, Pac, tell your boys to move back. That's how deep we was. Like we was on them, you know what I mean? But one thing I respect, ever since that day, I respected Nas, because it could have went any way. You got to remember, we from Jersey. The part of Jersey we from is 20 minutes, 30 minutes from New York.
He was a decision maker.
And so not only did we have our crew, Gaddafi boys, Fatal boys from their hood, they also came with about 30, 40 people. So Jersey was about 100 deep. Death Row had all security. And like I said, we had so many guns that day. And I'm sure Nas and them did too, not to take nothing from them. That's why I thank God, I thank Allah that Nas and Pac was able to come and talk like men instead of being ignorant, because it probably would have been a bloodbath. You know what I mean?
Was there crazy? Because from what I remember on a Snoop Dogg interview, I don't know if he just mentioned it, Snoop was talking about it like it was all in Nas's hands, and like, that Nas was the nice one not to do something.
Nah, Snoop, hands down, he definitely, I don't know where he get that from, bro, because we was so deep. Even if you look at the videos, you would see so many Jersey, man, Nas said it. Nas, remember, I talked to Nas recently on Instagram, and we was conversating about that day. Nas would tell you, man, Pac was deep and we was deep. Snoop, I don't know where he get that information from. Maybe he might have smoked something too strong and probably forgot. He probably forgot, but you know what I mean? It definitely, like I said, man, a war probably would have broke out.
Is it true that you and Pac once crossed paths in Central Park during when things were really heated relationship? What was it?
I heard Snoop told the story a few times, but he had it wrong a little bit. He had said that Pac stepped to me. But, you know, he was in New York and there was a lot of tension flaring, right? I think he had got into it with Jungle, my brother, at the award show. I seen him backstage. I'm like, do your thing. He's like, and you do yours. I said, see, I know. He was about to go present an award, so he really couldn't turn around and get with me and talk to me, but because he's about to walk on. But I'm walking backstage and I see him and I'm like, yo, all right, do your thing. And he's like, and you do yours. Because he knew where I was coming from really wasn't an all love place, because there was a rumor of Machiavelli. So I was really want to check the temperature with him. And they had some words or whatever. So we went to, damn, this is an old story, man. So at that point, it was necessary for us to address, we had to step to our business. It was a lot of tension. It was a lot of tension. They was in New York, and it was, you know, their chest was out. They was doing their thing. Death Row signed, so we had to go and step to them. Oh yeah, we had a great convo, man. He was like, you know, he explained that you know what I'm saying, he thought I was dissing him, and I heard that he was dissing me at clubs. And wow. Last person I was even thinking about when I wrote that record, I was just going. So he thought that, and then I was like, well, I heard you was coming at me. I said, no, that wasn't about you, but I heard you was coming at me, and, you know, back and forth. And it was like, yo, Nas, we brothers, man. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, so we had a plan to squash it in Vegas.
I was like, what's up, yo? I said, yo, this East Coast, West Coast show, it's not about you. Don't get caught up in, I swear to God, we love you. We got love for you.
So I was out there when he was in the hospital. praying for him to come through. But, you know, rest in peace to Pac.
Between the East Coast, the Bay Area, and LA and Baltimore, those places made me, you know what I mean? Made me who I am and what I am, and made me stand out, and I owe them everything. It's not like saying I got love for one block. I got love for those communities, those areas, because everything about those areas made me who I am, and the people, from the littlest, you know, crackhead to the biggest ballers, to the teachers, to the principals in school, to the police that pulled me by the arm, everybody, to the mamas on the block, everybody, they helped raise me, and I appreciate it, because without a family, they helped me to put my family back together, just by all my fans making me who I am. Now I got a family again. Yeah. When I started rapping, I was talking about broken homes and shit. Now everybody all right again, you know what I mean? Just because of my fans being behind me, you know what I mean? And making it more than just a fan artist thing, making it more like, that's our homeboy, and we supporting them, and I appreciated that, going to jail and them making me number one. The people made me number one, you know what I mean? And I appreciated that, and I appreciate them sticking up for me when everybody be kicking me in when I'm down and everything. That's love, and I never trade that. So for the Bay and Philly and all those areas, man, all those ghettos, all those towns, I love you, and don't let this East Coast, West Coast thing get to you. I love y'all with all my heart, with everything, man. I do this for y'all. Just know that if it was you, you do the same thing in my position.
Life is too short, I feel trapped, hoping I don't get caught. Watch my back, lost in the traffic, heartless and tragic. Don't wanna get my ass kicked, so I walk in this mindless thing. And this don't make me feel this way. I tell you, life is a traffic jam. I'm stuck. When will you realize you're fucked? Don't try to change my ways. I'm hopeless, victim to the games we play. Stay focused, watch for the crazy ride. Don't lie, high till the day we die. It's my life. Tell me if you feel me. I tell you, life is a traffic jam. Sincerely, stretch your mind, spoon feed your soul. 3 voices you can't control. Remember, life is a traffic jam. Life is a traffic jam. Life is a traffic jam. Life is a jam.
They cutting off welfare. They think crime is rising now. You got whites killing blacks, cops killing blacks, and blacks killing blacks. Shit just gonna get worse. Niggas gonna come soldiers, straight soldiers. All you wanted to be, a soldier, a soldier. All you wanted to be, a soldier like me. All you wanted to be, a soldier, a soldier. All you wanted to be, a soldier like me. All you wanted to be, a soldier, a soldier. All you wanted to be, a soldier, a soldier. All you wanted to be, a soldier, a soldier. All you wanted to be, a soldier like me. Cracked and took apart of my family tree. My mama's on this shit, my daddy's splitting. Mama's steady blaming me. Is it my fault just cause I'm a young black male? Cops sweating me as if my destiny is making crack sales. Only 15 ain't got problems. Cops on my tail, so I bail till I dodge them. They finally pulled me over and I laugh. Remember Rodney King and I blast on this punk ass.